Hello and welcome to another episode of Sorta Professional. We've been trying to get this to record for 40 minutes, so I'm more sort of annoyed. I'm Rich.
And I'm Matt, and Rich can go fuck himself.
And we have a special guest of...
I am Rob.
Rob is a self-proclaimed Star Wars Legends expert now.
I never proclaimed that.
Yes,
Stop putting words in my mouth, you piece of shit.
He is so sure of his knowledge that I told him I was going to quiz him today, and what did he do to prepare? He played Mass Effect.
I don't know what Star Wars Legends is, so I'm going to be saying nothing, probably.
Star Wars Legends is what they call the extended universe now.
Yeah.
You're an expert in that?
After Disney acquired it, they rebranded it Legends, and of course they still sell it because Disney loves money.
But before we get into that, we are going to quickly address both Superman and Batman.
Quickly? We don't do anything quickly.
This is very true.
We do nothing quickly.
Rob is actually a listener of this show. He's listened to both episodes of the show, which I appreciate. He hasn't left a comment or subscribe. Well, no, he did subscribe, but he hasn't left a comment, which is one of the things you have to do for YouTube. He hasn't liked the video.
Ah, you almost ran out of air there while you were saying that.
Yeah, I was getting a little worked up.
I don't like videos because it shares that I like the video, and I don't want people knowing I liked you guys.
But you did like us.
Yeah.
All right.
One more so than the other.
So let's start with Superman real quick, because that's the one I actually enjoyed more.
Me
Not
too.
that I didn't enjoy Batman.
Did you only get 2 books this week?
No, I got more than that, but I
Oh.
knew the only two that the both of us would have read would have been Superman and Batman.
Yeah, you don't read Green Lanterns or Aquaman, right?
No.
They're awesome.
No, I don't read Telepathic Fishman.
Hey! Alright, I'll give you that one.
What does he do? He talks to fish telepathically.
Yeah, and he has a hot wife.
Okay.
I think he's the only superhero that has a hot wife. I don't consider Lois hot.
No? Really?
No.
I'm trying to think of other heroes with wives.
Batman has married Catwoman.
When?
Throwing that out there.
That was pre-crisis, though, wasn't it?
I don't think that was even pre-crisis.
Crisis?
Crisis, yes. I don't think it was pre-crisis. I think that was a different Earth.
Oh, was it just a
Yeah.
completely different Earth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sun doesn't count.
No.
Of course it does. All the Earths count in their own way.
I kind of wish I could live on another Earth.
So in Superman issue number...
20. Come on, get with the
20.
program.
Oh, you didn't know what it was.
Actually, I
last
do,
week.
because I write down what books I get every week, so
And
I know.
And I scan them into my phone. What can I tell you?
Damn millennials. Being lazy.
We have the beginning of the Black Dawn.
Yeah, it's
arc.
a weird name.
Yeah, right? John is apparently going to be displaying some new powers once Superman discovers what Batman has discovered by the end of the issue.
That he needs to stop drinking the milk.
Yeah, you shouldn't drink milk.
I assume the Black Dawn will be the name of that thing at the end.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too.
I'm pretty sure that was already in the comics a long time ago. I remember it vaguely in Justice League Unlimited.
Maybe. There were 2 scenes in this book that I laughed at. One intentionally, I think, on the writer's part. The other not so intentionally on the writer's part. When the black goo starts covering Batman's hand, and it does that full page that Batman does, that was hilarious to me, and I don't think it was meant to be.
No, I think it was just the way it was drawn.
Yeah.
And the other one for me is Batman doesn't eat pie.
Yeah, that was really good. Not just for that line. Before Batman's sitting there looking grumpy, Superman's sitting there looking uncomfortable.
Robin and John look good.
Yeah, they're friends.
Apparently Lois is a ninja and can see behind her. When Damien shoves pie in Jonathan's
She's
mouth.
a mother. She has eyes in the back of her head. She probably didn't even see what was happening. She just knew something was happening.
Rob's already asleep.
I did read it also, and I have I had an observation as I was reading it. You remember that website we used to go to every now and then called Superman is a Dick?
No, that was superdickery.com.
Oh, superdickery.com,
Yeah,
superdickery.com. They had this section, Superman is a Dick.
Yeah.
They've got a new page to add to that.
Which one?
When he's doing his big speech to Batman about, seeing about how they both see the world, and he says, "I refuse to believe the world is more black than white."
I have a question about the...
Let's not get into the whole race thing.
Yeah, we don't do race on this podcast. Why did Superman change into his Superman outfit to go find them in the barn? That was the only thing that bothered me in the whole book.
I don't know. Maybe he's more comfortable talking to Batman with tights on.
I mean, I was like, why did he take off his clothes to go find Batman? And why did Batman go to the barn?
The tights could be more comfortable. You don't know that.
But why didn't Batman just go to the door or sneak in the house like
because
Batman
he's
would?
Batman.
That was going to be my
Batman's not going to
answer
knock
too.
on the door.
I want Batman to break through the window everywhere he goes.
He's not going to destroy Superman's property.
He already did that.
Okay, so he will destroy Superman's property, but
Apparently, Batman also knows how to milk a cow.
what doesn't Batman know? Batman
Apparently,
knows everything.
he doesn't know how good pie is.
That's true.
That's funny on two folds if you think about it.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, I got an awkward pause out of you two.
Okay, so if we're going to avoid the race topic, let's avoid that topic too.
You want to avoid sexy women?
No, I want to avoid being labeled a sexist.
It's too late, buddy. You're on this show.
I mean, I am, but... Yeah.
I don't think Matt and I have ever announced that to the world, but...
Never will, never have, never will. It's not true.
There's nothing sexist about saying Batman likes to eat pie.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of The Family Guy now.
The Family Guy is a good show.
Meg made me eat her hair pie.
Ew. Ew. Rob wants to leave now, so it's just back to Matt and Rich. He's watching my Roku player play a city scene.
I would recommend this book. It is the beginning of a new arc, so there's not much that you have to catch up on, I would think.
If you're not reading Superman, then you shouldn't be reading any of the
That's true.
Rebirth
If you're
books.
not reading Superman right now, you should be anyway. So let's move on to something I know Rob has something to say about, and that's Batman number 20.
And that's something to say about Superman, too.
Which is the conclusion to the I Am Bane storyline.
Yeah, which I've been kind of sort of reading, not very much.
Bane's dialogue in the I Am Bane is much better than any Bane dialogue that I've heard. And that includes The Dark Knight Returns with
Rises.
Adam Sandler.
Dark Knight Rises.
Rises, Returns.
Best
sucked
Bane
anyway.
interpretation ever.
Which part did you like? The part where it sounded like he got kicked in the nuts, or that he sounded like Sean Connery? Or that he did nothing?
The part that he sounded like Sean Connery.
Okay,
That was
don't look
hilarious.
at it like it's supposed to be a good movie. Look at it like it's supposed to be cheesy, and suddenly Bane is one of the best parts of that movie.
No, he's not.
Because you will laugh every time Bane says something.
I laugh every time Bane says something anyway. But back to the book. So what was your problem with it? It was just basically a fight between Batman and Bane.
My problem with it is Bane is a gimmick villain, period.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple, he is a gimmick villain. He will always be a gimmick villain. They can try all they want to raise him above that, but all anybody ever remembers him for is breaking Batman.
How many other villains have done that?
And by the way, he only broke Batman because he put him through what was it, like a week of constant fighting?
It actually felt like a year where they built it up then.
Yeah.
But what other villain has done that? Not even the Joker can say he broke Batman.
I think the Joker can say he broke Batman when he killed Jason Todd.
I
Still didn't break him.
I will throw one villain out there because I'm going to be bringing him up again shortly. Spoilers.
Spoiler?
Dr. Hurt.
Yeah.
Dr. Hurt broke Batman.
That's true. That's
Which
very
you
true.
would know if you'd read Batman R.I.P. Which you now
I got a
have
copy
to
right
read.
here that I can read.
Yeah, you will read it.
I told you, I had a dark period.
Listen, it might just be because I've never been a fan of the New 52's version of Batman where he's not effective at anything and is constantly getting his ass kicked.
They fixed that, though, with Endgame.
I don't know
why they
didn't.
went back to him being a puss.
But this whole thing where he can't beat Bane, Bane's better
But he
than
did
him.
beat Bane. He had beaten him
He
before they
beat
even met.
Bane
That's the whole
because they
point of the story.
He beat Bane because he tricked him. It's stupid.
That's the best way to win.
Batman should...
If you don't have to get... I mean,
Batman
he took an ass
should
kicking.
easily... Batman, I don't want to say easily because Bane is a skilled fighter, but Batman should not have the kind of problem he was having in this issue with fighting Bane.
He did it on purpose.
No, not this
To
time.
show Bane that he could survive an attack from Bane.
Not this time.
Yeah.
The previous two times he got his ass kicked on purpose.
This time, too. Read it again.
Yeah, he does say he got his ass kicked on purpose.
Read it again.
Yes, but and just before that, what did he say? You
I'm
knew
Batman.
no, sorry.
Yeah, and then he headbutted him.
What did his mother say? Just previously to saying
That's the one scene in the book I hated.
you let him beat you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She said she said you let him beat you. And before that she said you knew you couldn't beat him.
Yeah, but that's because his mom was doubting him. That was the whole point. Bruce was fighting himself. It wasn't really his mom. His mom's dead. It was in Bruce's
Are we
head.
sure about this?
Yes.
It is a comic book.
His mom's dead.
We are all talking about Bane. Well, I'm not, because frankly, that was the part of the book I cared the least about. It was him talking with his mother that brought me... I mean, don't get me wrong, that I'm Batman scene was kind of cool. But it brought me one of my favorite Batman scenes in recent memory from the comics. And that was him saying, I didn't do all of this because Gotham Girl is useful in my war against crime. I did this because she's someone that needed help. She's someone that needed saving. Rich interrupting me with his burping.
I did that on purpose.
I know you did, because the look on your face says this is bullshit.
See, that
You hated that scene, didn't you?
Just like in the end of Endgame where Batman's laying in a cave and Alfred goes, you want me to come pick you up before he dies? He goes, no, I'm going to lay here with my friend. It was just a stupid...
See, I did like that little portion of it, but
I think we look for different things out of Batman.
We
books.
do.
because to me that kind of seems like it kind of seems like they're trying to move away from the whole I'm Batman and I'm a super dick.
There's one scene in that book that I didn't understand. Why the fuck was the Joker in it? On that random page.
Because he's the Joker, and they want him in every single issue of Batman ever.
I can't remember. They were talking about something, I think, that related.
Yeah, but it was talking about Bane's plan to break Batman, but it had nothing to do with the Joker. He's just there.
I don't know.
And I'm not that I'm
Like I
complaining,
said-
because the more Joker, the better for me.
I've barely been
he was-
reading Iron Man, so
He was really overused there for a while.
There's no such thing to me as being
With who?
overused at all.
who
Really?
overused him?
No. I hate people that tell me, oh, I can't believe you still like Harley Quinn. She's so played out. There's too much of her. So don't buy it. I like it.
I don't like that they've turned her into kind of like a pseudo Joker.
She's nothing like the Joker
Yeah,
now.
Rob, nothing.
She's nothing like
that
the Joker
wasn't the.
now.
I read a little bit of her from the New 52, and that wasn't the impression I was getting.
If anything, now she's more like Amanda Waller a lot of times. She just has friends who are Wonder Woman and Superman, and she holds things over everybody.
Just with a less dry sense of humor.
I mean,
What
she
was
kicked,
it I was reading?
in the beginning of the New
What issue it
52,
was.
the book was kind of eh. But after it got to like issue 5 or 6, it hit its stride. But she's nothing like the Joker now.
Yeah, I remember telling me you weren't that
Telling
into
you?
it. Yeah, you told me you weren't that into Harley Quinn at the beginning of it.
Yep. And it wasn't until I can't even remember the issue. When she started building her own gang, I started picking it up. The gang of Harleys. And I just like the dynamics of that.
I have not read any Harley Quinn with Shay resting against my feet.
She likes you.
For some reason.
She growled at Rob when he tried to pet her under the table.
Did she really?
Yeah, that's what he said. Don't. I said take your hand out because she went.
Probably because I was just a disembodied hand.
She's picky.
I did bring up Dr. Hurt for a reason, though. Because I want to briefly talk about Nightwing.
I didn't read Nightwing, so tell away.
You didn't read Nightwing. Nightwing is... Well, you know that Deathwing is in it because you saw him on the covers.
And I saw him in your books when we used to go with Chad to the...
Turns out that Deathwing and little, fake Robin, who is just called Robin, which Damien has some words about. Like, you couldn't come up with something else like Deathbird or something like that? Hellbird, I think is what he said. And they found out that they're Dolatrons.
Oh, really?
Created by Professor Pig.
Professor Pig. Oh, my God. I'm not a Professor Pig fan.
But it turns out that Professor Pig is working for somebody else. Dr. Hurt.
A stupid name. Dr. Hurt.
You haven't read Batman R.I.P. yet.
No, and I probably still won't like his name,
Now,
Dr. Hurt.
is Dr. Hurt, is he still, like, is this technically his first appearance? since the New 52
I'm not
rebooted
sure
everything?
how it all works yet. Rebirth is changing a lot.
Yeah,
of
because
things.
Dr. Polaris just came back in Green Lantern.
Dr. Hurt was in Convergence. I mean, he was bad in Convergence because Convergence was bad.
I didn't.
I think I only read the main title
You're
of
lucky.
Convergence. I think I only read the main title of Convergence, so I can't really speak to that.
I stopped I still got my comics, but I stopped reading comics for like 2 months
I
after
wish I had
that.
done that all the years.
Because I was just
Stopped getting
tired
comics.
of it.
Just kept getting them, so I had them.
I got every Convergence tie-in they came out with. I
You
was
crazy?
spending like $80 a week. It was ridiculous.
Harley came out.
Chad
this
really
week,
liked
too.
it, though.
Yeah. Look what happened when Convergence ended.
But one other thing I wanted to say about Nightwing is that this is what I talk about. This is what I mean when I talk about people not understanding the character of Damian as he is now. Because he says, oh, these Dolatrons are too far gone, we may as well just kill them. And that's not what Damian now would say. Damian is past his killing stage. Read Batman and Robin post New 52. You know that.
Reed, son of Batman. That's the whole point of the book.
Uh,
It was his redemption. Until they got to issue 7 and changed stories. Because Rebirth was coming.
Oh, Robin, son of Batman. Right.
Who else were we talking about?
Robin SOB, as I like to call it.
That is true.
I think they did that on purpose.
You know what came out this week?
It was a
too?
good book.
Harley came out this week, and Paul Dini's returned to comics. Isn't
Yes, I forgot about
it?
that.
It was good. I wanted more.
If I'd remembered, I would have picked it up to see how it was.
It was good. I wanted more. It talks about Joker and Harley's relationship, which, if you really want me to go off on the podcast, we'll talk about that one day, because I mean, what?
That's going to take a whole episode in and of
Yep.
itself, huh?
Was it as bad as their relationship in Suicide Squad? Not the comic.
No,
movie.
it's the proper one. It's like, you know, he tells her he's going to take her out for the night of her life, and he brings her up to the top of her roof and fires a grappling hook and goes, "Let's go rob that bank," and that's how it ends. And she thinks they're going to go out and have a romantic dinner, and he calls her names.
No, see, the proper one would be that he takes her up to the roof and pushes her off it.
Oh, he did, and then he jumped off on the end of the cord. And it's also done in nice Batman animated style. So
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Like a Bruce Timm type thing?
yeah, like the Mad Love comic that came out a
Oh,
couple
yeah,
years ago.
yeah, like Bruce Timm then.
Yeah. But it's not Bruce Timm doing it. 'Cause
But kind of that style.
he's doing that new movie that looks good, except has a wrong Harley voice.
You know, to me, Paul Dini has written what I still think is one of the best Joker comics.
I bet you he's going to bring up Sleigh Ride, because we talked about it last
We
week.
did talk about it last week.
Sleigh Ride was amazing. It is one of my favorite Joker comics.
Starring the best Robin ever. Tim Drake. Best Robin.
I thought the best Robin was Jason Todd.
Kill yourself.
He's a good Robin.
Drink bleach. He's a good Red Hood.
You really don't want me to start dropping
I mean,
bits again, do you?
really, my favorite Robin is Stephanie Brown.
You saw what I titled the
Now
last
you have to get out. Stephanie Brown.
You saw what I titled the last episode, didn't you?
Yeah. Nobody counted them, though.
No, really?
No, nobody counted them. We said at the beginning somebody should count them and see how many times I say dick.
I think I said it more than you did, actually.
Yeah, only because you said they're going dick, 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 dick,
Yeah.
dick, 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 dick.
Yeah.
They're laughing, so it's going to take a second.
Yeah, it's gonna take a second. There's no problem with that, though.
Well, I've
because
been told we have a few awkward pauses that people don't like.
they're not awkward.
Someone suggested that we should follow
Listen,
a format, and I couldn't see myself following a format ever.
They're not awkward pauses. If you want to read into it that they're awkward, that's on you.
Great, now Dave's not going to listen to it anymore.
No, usually the pause is because Rich has said something, and I'm just going, how the hell am I supposed to respond to that?
That's usually how people respond to me in real life, so...
So, to avoid the awkward pause, I figured, unless there's any more comics we want to talk about.
X-Men came out this week, and if anybody was an X-Men fan way back in the 90s, buy X-Men Gold. It was awesome.
Now, is that one of those?
Huh? Theme? What?
What'd you say?
X-Men theme? What?
Is that one of those Jeff Loeb color books?
I couldn't even tell you who. I'm one of those people, I don't look at the
Well,
writers.
you remember he did like the Captain America blue and the Iron Man red, I think it was.
No,
Remember those?
it's more of a heyday to X-Men Blue and Gold back in the 90s.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it was excellent. Even with the wrong Wolverine.
Oh, dude, that's
and
right.
Rachel Grey now going by the stupidest name ever, Prestige.
Why is that her name?
Apparently, Kitty Pryde and Storm thought it was better than her being Phoenix or Marvel Girl.
Both better names than Prestige.
Because they don't want her to be associated with people who did bad things. I don't know.
Jesus.
But other than that, it was like an X-Men book. You know, they fought... now his name just flew out. The gray dude that always fights Silver Surfer with the big axe. That was his name.
The only person I can think of related to Silver Surfer is Galactus. I know that's not who you're talking about.
No. I don't know. But he's in it anyway.
Somebody will leave a comment and tell us.
I'm not a big Marvel guy, so when I see characters who aren't from the X-Men universe fighting them, I just go, who the hell is that guy?
See, I hear Axe and I think Grognak the Barbarian.
I want to say Apex, but I don't think that's his name. He looks like Darkseid.
Oh, okay. So another instance of Marvel ripping off.
I mean, I could obviously just open the book and look, but I'm being lazy. So, and I
don't want to hear him opening the plastic again, right?
For 20 seconds. I could do it for 30 this time. And, you know,
A
they
little
fight
longer
him,
each
and
episode.
people are afraid of them again because they beat the Inhumans, and it just felt like X-Men. The $5 price tag kind of choked me up a bit. And I won't be getting X-Men Blue because it's $5.
At least it wasn't a $10 Spider-Man book.
That was the lowest selling Spider-Man issue.
No shit.
I can't imagine why.
It's because it wasn't good.
But since I just brought up Spider-Man, I do want to ask, should have asked before we started recording, did you see the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer?
Not the new one. I'm not exactly excited for that movie.
No?
That was another thing in the Batman comic. Okay, so I want to know, did the Batman writers see an advanced version of the Spider-Man trailer, or did the guys who put together a Spider-Man movie see an advanced copy of that comic? Because those scenes are shot for shot.
In the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, there's a scene where Spider-Man is trying to save an airplane that's crashing.
Oh.
And it looks a lot like the shot out of this week's Batman comic.
I love Spider-Man, but for some reason, I just don't think that movie looks like it's going to be good.
I mean,
you know why? It's because it's, the second reboot they've done of Spider-Man?
I think that what lost me in the trailer was that they took his fucking costume away, and he's going to be running around in a sweatshirt.
I saw somebody say it looked like the, what is it? The
Scarlet
Spider?
That's like Spider-Man's Jason Todd to me. Ben Reilly. Now that he's back, I was like, oh boy.
You don't like Ben Reilly?
No. He was there, Jason Todd.
Now see, when that,
You don't have to cry, it's alright.
When the movie was first being put together, I'd heard that what's her name? Peter Parker's love interest in the new movie. I don't know what the actress's name is, but I heard she was supposed to be Mary Jane.
Right.
Obviously, she's not.
But now she's not Mary Jane, and that chick who was at the table with them was Mary Jane. Is Mary Jane?
I want to know
what's
who
going
the
on with this
big
movie.
Hawaiian guy is, and why does he have so much airtime in the movie?
I think he's a Miles Morales supporting character. I don't know.
I thought you were going to tell me that was Miles Morales. I was like,
yeah.
wow, that's a large Spider-Man.
I've never read any of the Miles
put on some
Morales.
weight.
Never read any of the Miles Morales, so I really wouldn't be able to tell you.
I would ask my friend Joe, but he doesn't listen to our podcast, even though he's been my best friend for 20 years.
Some best friend.
He wouldn't even know that you said that. So
I have. I do wish to say that they should just stop using Mary Jane. I don't like Mary Jane.
I don't like Gwen either.
I didn't like her as Kirsten Dunst. I didn't like. Well, I'm sorry, but I like Emma Stone.
I didn't like her as Kirsten
I'll take her
Dunst.
in any movie.
I was the only person in the theater when I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2. You know, when Gwen hits the ground. I was the only one that was obviously expecting that to happen.
Really?
Everybody was like, "Oh!"
Well, we had that same gasp in my theater, but it was more from the shock of just how kind of violent they made it.
That was the only good part of that movie,
But
because
that's-
otherwise you spent 2 hours crying
That's why Emma Stone agreed.
Oh,
That's
so
why
this-
Emma Stone agreed to do the movie. She was like, "You're going to kill me, right?"
because Andrew Garfield was going to cry for
So-
2 hours.
No, because she knows the story, and she's like, "If I'm Gwen Stefani, you're going to kill me, right?"
So I'm sorry, Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, Gwen Stefani.
Listen, Rob, don't speak. I know just what you're saying.
Thinking.
Whatever.
Idiot.
Shut up. Anyway,
I have no idea what's going on.
we're brothers, by the way.
I'm not your brother.
No, Rob is.
I'm your brother in arms.
Sure,
Like,
let's go with that.
I'm Hercules, you're Aeolus.
Okay. Greek mythology, that's good.
He's Xena.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Now I'm thinking of the
Now, Matt totally forgot what he was going to say.
Now I'm thinking of the Xena musical episode.
Really? Because whenever I think of Xena, I think of that Simpsons
and I
episode.
have forgotten what Oh, no. So you're basically saying that in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I haven't seen, Andrew Garfield spends the entire movie as Tobey Maguire?
Worse.
I don't know that you can be
No.
worse than Tobey Maguire.
No.
I like Toby.
Because...
Not as Spider-Man, but
One
I like
day-
Toby in general.
One day people will admit that those first two movies weren't good.
No, Dr. Aquan, we had this discussion off air, is okay. It's not
No,
great. Come on.
No,
You got a Goomba, Dr. Octopus.
And he was terribly cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I like terribly cheesy. Ivan Ooze is one of my favorite villains ever. I love Captain Cold in the Flash
The
TV
character
show.
that single-handedly killed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers' popularity is your favorite villain?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ivan Ooze?
Mhm.
No. It was not Ivan Ooze.
Yes,
trust
it
me.
was.
No, it wasn't. Not even close.
Not even Tommy being 45 different colored Rangers could save the ratings after that.
No, you know what killed Power
He was a lot of different Rangers,
Yes,
wasn't
he
he?
was.
You know what killed Power Rangers popularity was that whole Alien Rangers thing.
Oh, that was
That's
awful.
what killed Power Rangers.
Ivan Ooze had a hand in that.
But, anyway, Rich, did you get some Star Wars questions together?
I'm just going to use my mental abilities.
I have no idea what that means.
I'll just wing it.
You'll just wing it? Alright, so ask a question then, while I pull up a quiz for my brother to take.
Oh, you're actually going to give him a quiz?
I have a quiz for him to take.
By the way, I just want to reiterate, I in no way ever implied I was an expert. I
My
just know more than these
My
two.
first question to you is, why did the Ewoks speak English in the Ewok movies, but not in Return of the Jedi?
Alright, that's a horrible question to ask.
Well, I believe, and I'm pretty sure I'm actually quoting George Lucas word for word in this. Kids are stupid; they'll believe anything.
I really want to see that quote, because
Disclaim-
I'm going to print that out and put that up in my house.
Just disclaimer: George Lucas never said that. That was a joke.
So you don't know the answer?
There is no answer.
There is an answer. They were too cheap to make everybody go yub yub for 2 hours. Come on, I had a
You
good...
feel better about taking the quiz now, don't you?
Real question:
Imagine if I was asking all the questions.
Alright, Rob.
they wouldn't learn anything.
Let's get started.
There's nothing to learn.
Alright. So the first question is, who was the first Sith Lord to use the term Darth in front of their chosen Sith name? Darth and Edu, Darth Bane, or Darth Revan?
Well, it definitely wasn't Bane or Revan. So I guess we'll have to go with Edu. Even though that changes based on what you read, who the first one to use Darth was.
That is correct, though here's a question. Who was the person who created the term? That's a bonus
Who was the
question.
person that created the term?
Same person who made the Ewoks speak English.
I think you got me on that one.
Naga Sado.
Really?
So
Yeah.
basically his segment's done now.
The guy
because
who
he
never
failed.
ever used the term Darth or the word Darth.
He got the main question right. It was the bonus one.
He still didn't answer my question.
It did say, although he never used the title. Who was Who was Jedi?
What? The hell was that?
That was me having a
All right,
stroke.
skip that one because
You
I can
sound
tell
like-
you right now I don't know that one. Again, that's changed a couple times.
Well, can I hear the question?
All right.
Maybe there are people out there that want to hear it.
Who was Jedi Master Yoda's master?
Wow, I don't know that. Can I have the multiple choice answers?
Xiu Yang, Darth Sidious, or Master Gormo?
I'm gonna go with Master Gormo as a guess.
Well, I'm gonna create a brand new
You
theory.
can't.
I'm gonna create a brand new theory here. Yeah, have you heard that theory that Jar Jar is the Sith Lord in charge of everything?
Jar Jar was in charge of something, but it wasn't a Sith Lord.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna create a new theory here. Yoda is also a Sith, and Sidious was his master.
I got it right though, and you know what?
But yeah, Rich got it right. You were wrong.
Was I?
Okay, here's a super easy one
Oh,
that
yeah.
even I know.
Dooku.
Let me get the question out first for
Nope.
the listeners.
Hey, what if listeners want to hear this?
Who was Qui-Gon Jinn's master? You already know the answer. Dooku.
Though I do like that they threw Sindralig in there.
Okay. And this is actually this is not Anakin I just say this. What color was the lightsaber used by Anakin Solo?
Rob's thinking. We didn't.
He is definitely thinking.
We didn't lose power.
You know I wasn't a huge fan of the NJO. New Jedi Order, for those of you who don't know.
Right, but I assume they mentioned it in the books after that, too.
For our weekly listeners,
Why would they?
I too have no idea what's going on.
Why would they? Spoilers, he died in NJO.
That's right, they did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm actually thinking of Luke's son.
Ben Skywalker?
Yeah. So
I'm going to go with blue.
you're probably wrong.
I want to say, yeah, probably.
Let me pick. What are the colors?
Purple, yellow, and blue.
Yeah.
Yellow.
You think it's yellow? You want to go with that too?
No, I'm gonna stick with blue.
You were both wrong. It was purple.
Why does everybody have a damn purple lightsaber? Mara, Jaina.
All right.
Because there's a lot of cock teases in Star Wars.
You don't know this. Rob knows this. I know he knows this because I know this, and it made us both hate the New Jedi Order. Which original character heroically sacrificed their life at the beginning of the Yuzhang Vong invasion to save Anakin Solo and those aboard misspelled the Millennium Falcon?
Chewbacca.
It was Chewbacca. Because
I did
Rob
know
didn't
the
say it
answer to
very
that.
loudly. It
That's
was
because I'm
Chewbacca.
still
When you
sad
said
about it.
New Jedi Order, all I kept hearing was NW.
I think he spelled Yuzhang Vong wrong too.
It sounds like you're speaking another language.
No, I think that's right. No, there might be a G at the end.
I'm pretty sure there's a G at the end of that. All right, who created the rule of two? Hang on. Darth Sidious, Mace Windu, or Darth Bane?
I'm gonna go with Mace Windu on this one.
I don't think you're actually going to go with Mace Windu.
I'm
on
gonna
this
go
one.
with
I'm
Mace
going
Windu
with
on this one.
Darth Bane.
It was Darth Bane.
It is Darth Bane, otherwise known as Mark Hamill.
He voiced Darth Bane in.
He's
Clone Wars.
voiced a lot of things. The Hobgoblin.
All right, what war did Exar Kun brutally start?
You know
The Jedi Sith War, the Great Sith War, or the Second Galactic Civil War?
it's either going to be the Jedi Sith War or I'm going to go with the Great Sith War.
You are correct.
You know, for a guy
Again, most of Exar Kun's stuff was done in comics. Very, very poorly drawn comics, so I never even bothered with them because I couldn't get past it.
for a guy that knows all this stuff, you seem very unsure when you say the answer.
Again, most of his story was done in comics.
I think you should be more emphatic with your answers.
I never said I was an expert.
He did.
All right.
Yeah, well, he's a liar.
Who
You should know this by now.
Who was the Mandalore who accompanied Revan on his quest to destroy the Starforge? Mandalore the Preserver, Mandalore the First, or Mandalore the Ultimate?
Mandalore the Preserver, also known as Canderous Ordo.
He's
Also
wearing,
known as kind of looks like Ron Perlman.
He's
He does
wearing
kind of look like
a
Ron Perlman, doesn't he?
Mandalore hat, so I think this quiz is rigged.
What is the designation of the Millennium Falcon? T-7 series smuggling ship, B-Wing. It's not a B-Wing. I know that.
You don't even have to read it off. I know. YT-1300 light freighter.
Matt's having
It's a
stroke again.
YT-1300, Matt.
YT-1300.
Nobody uses the damn F.
If all of you listening are as bored as I am,
What question is this? Because I like
What was the name of Jason Solo and Tenel Ka's secret daughter? Orlana, Jaina, or Padme?
Alana. They never got to finish her story,
Also
and it
correct.
really disappoints me.
All right.
you do pretty good.
You are doing pretty good. You got one wrong.
I'm impressed.
Who did Jason Solo see sitting on a dark throne in a vision which led to his fall to the dark side?
Damian Wayne.
Himself, Darth Krayt, or Luke Skywalker?
Who's Luke?
Oh man, it's been so long since I read that book.
Use the Force.
Himself.
Wrong. It was Darth Krayt.
Really?
Yep.
The guy they hadn't even named at the time? Really?
Yes.
Yes, really. Who invented?
Who, by the way, didn't show up again until the next series of books.
Who invented the variant of the lightsaber form VGO called Vapad? Mace Windu, Yoda, or Darth Vader?
By the way, Matt, that's lightsaber form
Oh,
7
is it?
Juyo called Vapad.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Your
He doesn't
options-
know the word
Your
seven.
options are Mace Windu, Yoda, or Darth Vader. The answer is Mace Windu.
The answer is also go fuck yourself, Rep.
You fail English? That's impossible.
All right.
I see another Yu Shang Vong question coming
Okay.
up, and I might miss
Some of
that
these
one.
questions, are they written in like Chinese? Like, what's going on here? Ijiving qua.
Which bounty hunter was so famous
Didn't
that
say
it...
the word bounty.
Shut up. that it was said of them that they killed more people than the Iridian Plague. Boba Fett, Kalo Nord, or a
Time out. What's a plague? I know what a plague is.
Plague.
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 You know what?
Plague.
Plague.
Tomato. Tomato.
Nobody goes, oh my god, I suffered from the Black Plague. I gave you enough time there to figure
That
this out.
sounds like something they would have said about Boba Fett, but I'm pretty sure I remember that line from KOTOR, so I'm going to go with Kalo Nord.
For those of us who don't know what a couture is, could you please tell us?
It is a very fancy handbag.
Yes, I knew that part. But what is it in Star Wars realm?
It's Knights of the Old Republic.
Thank you.
An old PC video game.
PC.
Uh,
Personal
Xbox
computer.
Ported, though, wasn't it, to the Xbox?
No.
Oh, no? Oh, okay. All right, so Kalo Nord, then. You are
Ha-ha!
correct, sir.
He was a son of a bitch to fight.
How many questions are there in this quiz?
Quite a few, apparently.
There are quite a few. I might stop at... I'll tell you what. I'll stop at...
Give it 2 more.
2 more, okay.
How many do we have so far?
We are on 14 right now, so we'll end on 15.
We can stop at 20 if you want.
Would you like to
I
do
know
that?
you're having fun. I don't care. I'm having fun.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to answer this question because Yu Zhang Vong names always confuse the hell out of me.
Maybe Rich would know.
I'll take a guess.
Who was the leader of the Yu Zhang Vong? Onimi, Executor Nam Anor, Supreme Overlord Shimra.
Well, I know it wasn't Namanor. I know for a fact.
I'm going to pick Supreme Overlord Shimna
It is kind
because
of in
it
the
made
game.
me think
It
of
is-
Serpentor.
It is kind of
from
in the
G.I.
name,
Joe.
though. Supreme Overlord.
Rob's talking over me.
So hit him. What do you want me to do about it?
But you're in charge. Oh,
You're
Oh,
wrong.
wow.
It's Onimi.
What a stupid name.
Hang on. Oh, okay. So actually, you were technically right. Shimra was the leader of the Yu Zhang Vong, but Onimi was influencing him and his decisions through powers of manipulation that he acquired through his experiments on himself. So, this
Well,
quiz...
he
that
wasn't
was
technically the ruler. He wasn't technically the ruler. He was just influencing the ruler.
that was a trick question.
You know, I'm kind of glad that this is all not canon because half of these names I would spend trying to figure out what
All
the
right.
hell they are.
I know the answer to this one. Who married Han and Leia's daughter, Jaina?
I know the answer to this one also.
Was it Zek? Was it Kip Doran? Or was it Jagged Fell?
It should have been Zek. It should have been Zek.
It should have been Zek.
But instead it was Jagged Fell.
You were correct.
I'm not even going to tell you what I thought he said before, first time.
Who was the trade group that created Cortisis weapons for the Trade Federation prior to the invasion of Naboo? Was it the Techno Union, which sounds like a bad techno band?
Actually, you got me on this one. I have no fucking
Was it
idea.
the Intergalactic Banking Clan, or was it the Jinha?
Let's go with Jinha.
Just 'cause you like the
I'm going to
sound
go
of
with the
it?
Techno
Yeah.
Union.
Sounds like an old karate term. Jinha.
Ah.
Oh!
Rich was right. Rich was right from a guess.
Good guess. Good guess. I had no idea.
What species did General Grievous belong to before his accident that resulted in his transformation into a cyborg?
This one I do know.
Was it a Nelvanian? Was it a Kalish? Or was it a Tong?
Kalish.
Khaleesi.
That it was. Ooh,
What?
I know this answer too.
Have you ever watched Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you know anything?
Because I was more into the extended universe than the movies themselves.
So he should know. He should know a lot of these.
Lisa, you should know these. I'm the one that shouldn't know any
No,
of
I
these.
shouldn't. I know some things, the more obscure things, like some of the ones he's answered. Who was the famous Jedi Master who spearheaded the Project Outbound Flight and whose crazed clone was later found by Grand Admiral Thrawn? Was it Adi Gallia? Was it Joris Kiboth? I can't pronounce that name.
God bless you.
I'm sorry. Or was it Oppo Rancis?
It was Joris Kabaluth.
Yes, it was. Because I knew that.
I read those books, so I knew the answer too.
Funny, I was on Timothy
good
Zahn's.
books.
I was on Timothy Zahn's Facebook where he announced that. He was talking about the new Thrawn book, and in the comments I see, will this one explain how to pronounce Kabath?
All right. What group of Force users did Yoda send Corellian smuggler turned information broker George Cardass to when his health began to deteriorate? Was it the Sith? Was it the Ang T monks? Or was it the Baron Do sages?
That's a good question.
I think this is a 50-50 question, though.
Yeah.
Kind of strike out one right away.
I'm going to go... I don't know what story this was pulled from, so I'm going to go with the Ang T monks.
You're correct.
That's some hot artwork that popped up there.
Okay.
This is number 20, folks.
This is number 20. This is the last one. Why was Darth Krayt so intent on capturing Cade Skywalker?
Never read this crap.
Because he was the last of the Jedi? Because of his healing powers? Or because he was a Skywalker?
I'm going to go with because he was a Skywalker.
That's the answer every time.
Ah.
It's not.
It was because of his healing powers.
Damn it.
You suck.
I never read that series.
Quiz failed.
So, now,
It was stupid. I never read it.
let's talk about something new, like the new Han Solo movie that's coming out.
Do we have to?
How do you feel
Oh, you
about
mean the
the
new Lando
rumor
Calrissian movie?
that Chewbacca's kid is going to be in it?
How do I feel about the rumor that Chewbacca's kid is going to be in it?
Yeah, he hasn't been seen since the holiday special.
I don't
I
care.
was going to say, I thought Chewbacca's kid died with the holiday special.
I think they should bring a computer animated B. Arthur.
Yeah, because even when they introduced his family in the extended universe, all he had was like brothers, sisters, and a nephew.
I was going to say, wasn't Lo Baca his nephew?
Yeah.
Lo Baca. That sounds like something you get from a Chinese place. Matt took a drink, in case anybody was wondering. So what was the point of this quiz? What does he get?
He gets nothing.
What are you, Willy Wonka?
No, he's going to have to
You
learn
get
to accept
nothing.
He's going to have to learn to accept the reality of life. Sometimes you get nothing.
I'm pretty sure he got that message a long time ago.
Most of the time you get nothing.
No, it's pretty much all the time.
I didn't want to be that pessimistic about it.
Is it so much to ask that my brother be a nice person every now and then?
Yes. Yes,
You've
it
known him a lot
is.
longer than I have, and I know he's not.
27 years now?
Ooh, drop the age.
He kind of forgot how old he is.
I have to do the math in my head.
Are you guys even remotely excited for the Han Solo movie? Because I'm not. Because Woody
Absolutely not.
Harrelson's in it.
But to be
I
fair,
don't mind Woody Harrelson.
to be
Then
fair,
that's just a horrible
I
thing
wasn't
to say.
excited for Rogue One either. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies now. So,
I like all these people that are splicing the end of the movie together with the beginning of Episode 4.
What
Like it's going to make it even better, even though it's already good.
yeah.
What I don't really like is it seemed like when they decided who they wanted for Lando, they just went with what everybody was screaming at them
Yep.
to go with.
That seems to be... I don't really want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Seems to be the way with everything now. It's just that the more people scream, let's pander to them.
If it's the way they're going with everything now, why don't they put Thrawn in a damn movie?
Because he's in Rebels, and he's much better as a cartoon than a man painted blue.
That trailer for Rebels gave me chills.
Chills?
Chills.
When they first introduced Thrawn in that trailer, it
The
was
thing
so
that made
good.
that so cool was the music.
That was very good music.
Now, there were a few missteps with Thrawn in that season, though. I am shocked, however, that they didn't kill him at the end of it.
That's
I'm
because
still
he's
shocked
gonna
about
be
that.
in season 4, and he had to beat that fart cloud guy.
Don't
He
you
looked
talk
like a
about
big space moose.
Don't
Hang
you
on.
talk about Tom Baker like that?
Hang on. Galactus or Parallax?
This guy was worse.
Was that actually Tom Baker?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, who knew?
Wait,
I didn't. I don't even know who Tom Baker is.
which
Oh,
one was the doctor in? Was the one that was the doctor in the at the end of the crossover, not the crossover, but the
they're
10
talking
11
about
special.
Doctor Who again.
That was Tom Baker.
Okay,
Rob.
yeah, so it was Tom Baker then.
Is this a Doctor Who thing?
Yes. Don't you do that?
That's right.
Don't you do that.
Look. I got enough hate from people that I know that I've never seen Jaws. Okay.
Although, to be fair, I suppose you can have that if I can have my hatred of wrestling.
You do. And you can talk about Doctor
See,
Who.
I don't hate wrestling. I just lost interest in it after the Attitude Era.
A lot of people did, but most people that watched it in the Attitude Era didn't appreciate it before the Attitude Era.
No, I liked it before the Attitude Era.
You liked it. You
Yeah.
didn't appreciate it. It's different. You were a kid. You couldn't appreciate anything.
No,
Not to mention
the problem after the Attitude Era is they lost their two big stars, and I don't think they wanted John Cena to be the replacement for them.
John Cena.
I love John Cena outside of wrestling.
See,
outside of wrestling, I love John Cena.
I hate people that give me that argument. Why do you hate John Cena? Because I just don't find him entertaining.
Exactly, he's not entertaining.
And I don't care what he does outside of wrestling because all I watch is wrestling.
If I had a soundboard right now, I would be playing that John Cena meme.
And now they're trying
John Cena!
But they haven't had I don't want to say they haven't had superstars.
You should see that on the audio track here. That was pretty good.
I don't want to say they haven't had superstars that could be as good as The Rock or Stone Cold, but they keep picking the wrong guys to give pushes to. Like right now, they're trying to push Roman Reigns super hard, and it's not working.
Is it?
It's not. People hate
I live
Roman
by the
Reigns.
philosophy with wrestling is if people put enough energy to boo the man, they care about him.
Then
they could just Zack Ryder him.
Then he should be a heel.
They could just Zack Ryder comes out and there's no reaction unless they're in Long Island.
If they're gonna boo him anyway, then he should be a heel.
I would just like to point out that this is the third podcast that I've managed to get wrestling on.
The Undertaker, his fight versus the
I'm bowing
Undertaker.
out.
His fight versus the Undertaker should have been Roman Reigns turning heel.
It kind of was.
It wasn't.
Did you watch Monday Night Raw?
Oh, did he turn? Did he?
He just
go
came
heel?
out and he goes, "It's my yard now." After being booed for 10 minutes, every time he picked the microphone up, the crowd chanted, "Shut the fuck up," at him. It was fantastic.
By the way, you know how the Undertaker would when the Undertaker appeared, they would.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
No, fuck off.
I want
No.
to ask, how long are you guys going to be talking about this? Because I can just go outside and smoke a cigarette.
You have to sit here and enjoy it like everybody that's listening.
Well, you know how the Undertaker's, at least one of the Undertaker's entrances was, the stadium would go dark,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the lights came back, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's how he should have exited. Instead of sitting there folding all his stuff and setting it down,
They gave him a Terminator 2 exit.
the stadium should have just gone dark, and then when the lights come back on, there's just his hat there. in
I
the middle
couldn't
of the
stop
ring.
laughing during that. I know everybody's like, "Oh, it's so sad." All he had to do was do the thumbs up as he was going through the floor, and I would have peed all over my living room. It was so awkward. I kept waiting for like Kane to show up or something.
So did the Undertaker, was he, this is who we're talking about, right? Because I checked out for a little bit there.
Mhm.
Did he have some kind of beef behind the scenes with Vince McMahon? Is that why they
No,
sent him out like a bitch?
Vince McMahon loves the Undertaker.
No, he's just old now.
Yeah, he's been doing the Undertaker bit for 20 years.
I will not fully accept the WWE into my heart again until Hulk Hogan is brought back.
I will not fully
And
accept
I
the
love-
WWE until they rename it the WWF.
Well, then pandas are going to have to start fighting. And I love
You
WWE.
watch it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
watch
WWE more than anything. And you know this. You've seen my home and you've seen me talk about it, and my face lights up as soon as we start talking about it. I just want them to forgive Hulk Hogan. It's just a sore point with me. I just can't.
They've kind of just deleted him from the history of wrestling.
First of
period.
all, now every time I hear the word delete, I just think of Matt Hardy going, "Delete! Delete!" You know what I'm talking about, right?
Was Matt Hardy the one who's really like drug addled?
That was Jeff.
Jeff,
But
Jeff was the one where Sting had to like hold him down. And
Yeah.
be like, just stop.
But you know what was great about the Hardys? They both messed up.
There's nothing good about Hardy's, by the way, just to throw that
They
out there.
both messed up.
They're really good at solving mysteries.
That's a good point.
Why isn't that a thing?
They both messed up.
I would
And they
I would start watching
reinvent-
wrestling again if they did that.
They reinvented themselves as broken versions of themselves.
I heard about that.
And it was fantastic.
Apparently, that
because-
didn't really play into their into their.
The problem is that
entrance.
Jeff Jarrett is now back running TNA, and he's suing them because they used the characters and created them under the TNA.
Guess who's got more money and who's going to win that lawsuit?
I think it's pretty much over already.
Vince McMahon will crush him.
I never liked Jeff Jarrett.
Physically.
You?
Yeah. I can't really say I remember him, to be honest with you.
And I learned the hard way not to call somebody slap nuts. Because I got slapped.
In the nuts.
No. I've only had my nuts hit once, and it was with a 10-speed.
You know what match I'm really disappointed I missed, like, live?
What?
I didn't see it until YouTube. Was Undertaker versus Mankind.
Which one?
Their first Hell in the Cell.
That is Mick Foley's most hated match because everybody brings it up as his greatest match.
Really? I figure his most hated match would be the one against The Rock where he took like 1,000,000 chair shots.
Nobody brings that up. That should be the one. I think Boiler Room Brawl, the first one.
I'd bring that one with The Rock up because The Rock fucked it
Your
up.
brother has totally spaced out. He's not even like listening at the moment. Matt has this glazed look on his eyes. You didn't tell me Rob was so into wrestling.
I would like to see the
Honestly?
match where the guy fell out of the rafters.
I'm going to say this right now, and Matt hates this channel on YouTube, but what got me back into wrestling, even just the little bit that I am now, was What Culture Wrestling on YouTube. Great series.
They're not paying us. Shut up.
Hey, if I can appear on their wrestling thing now, they do. There's What Culture World Wrestling now.
I've heard of it. Cody Rhodes was on that for a short time.
They're stealing a lot of talent from the WWE, actually.
And you know what's funny about people? Everybody tells me, I've been watching wrestling for 30 years, and everybody tells me I'm not a real fan because I like WWE more than ROH and What Culture Wrestling. And to me, I don't watch minor league baseball. Why would I watch minor league wrestling?
You know what? I did actually catch this live just because I heard he was going to be on it. But when Cody Rhodes was still Stardust,
best gimmick.
and
I love that.
he was feuding on like social media and stuff with Steve Amell.
They fought at SummerSlam.
And, well, before they did that, Cody Rhodes got down near the crowd and slapped the hat off his head.
Yep.
And then he gets back in the ring and Steve Amell just chases after him. I mean, I know it's obviously staged, but that was awesome.
Hey, Gronk, I don't even know who he is, was at WrestleMania.
Isn't Gronk a heavy metal band?
It's some white doofy guy.
Gronk is, I think from... football fans are going to kill me, but I think he's from the Patriots.
Oh, Guar. That's what I'm thinking of. Guar.
Guar. They're retiring.
Are they really?
I think. No, wait, that's Lamb of God. Lamb of God's retired.
Oh, well, good for them.
They're not allowed to retire until the Rolling Stones retire.
I'm sorry, it's not Guar. It is Lamb of God. My brain combines things.
Then again,
Like Voltron.
maybe it's best they retire so they can stop staying
Lamb
in the
of
world
Guar.
of music.
Lamb of Guar. That would be an awesome concert. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I have nothing. I know that you want to go watch baseball.
Let's go Mets!
My brother and I will be not doing that.
You guys gonna go watch some YouTube videos?
No, I'm actually going to go upload this to the podcast sites, get the YouTube version rendering, and then go and get my ass to sleep.
At 7 o'clock at night?
It'll take at least an hour to get all this set up.
Who the hell goes to bed at 8 o'clock? What are you, 5?
I mean, if I actually cared about it, it might take a little bit longer.
And I'm going to go enjoy
have
some
to-
crisp, refreshing Mountain Dew.
Maybe you don't realize how early I have to be up in the morning to do my job.
No, I don't.
Product placement.
Shut up, Rob.
No.
I didn't even hear what he said, so. What time do you gotta get up?
I'll probably be awake at 4.
That's just unheard of.
For you, maybe, Mr.
Well,
Artist Man.
I'm not waking up
Yeah,
until like 2
I
o'clock
work
tomorrow.
like every day.
By the way, real quick, I will say when I first met Rich, I made a joke about him not actually having a job or doing any work. Apparently offended him a little bit
Yeah, a little bit. I got you back for it.
with something. I don't even remember what it was at
You were
this point.
speechless. Larry still talks about that. Shout out to Larry.
Nah, Larry. Sent a text to Larry the other day and never responded, Larry.
Does that sound... He's not listening.
What's up with
so-
that, Larry?
Larry!
He can probably hear us from wherever he is. On that note,
I think we'll wrap it for the day. We're at about an hour now. It's a little shorter than usual, but you do want to watch your baseball.
that's good though, because there were a lot of awkward pauses we were told in the last two, so we cut them out.
So should we just end with an awkward pause?
We could.
Do we want to do that like, what's his name? I'm blanking on this late night show host's name. He's not on anymore.
Oh, Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson, yeah, he used to have an awkward pause with his guests if they wanted it.
Let's
They
do it.
just sit there for how long?
Some of them are really good at looking awkward too.
Yeah.
There you go.
My phone just went off.
Now we don't have an awkward pause. We have an awkward bling.
Apparently a YouTube notification.
See, they're addicted.
This video is uploaded already.
They're addicted to this stuff.
All right, awkward pause. All right, so I'm Matt. I was Matt. Don't know what I am now. I was Matt.
I'm Rich.
I was young, but now I'm Rob.
And this has been Sorta Professional. See y'all later.